these 16 aspects of success. In terms of an overview of what it all means to you as a person, is actually very interesting, because it's not just by the practice of Kundalini Yoga that you become whole within yourself. It really takes within you a dedication to be able to investigate what makes up you. And the tools of Kundalini Yoga can genuinely help you with that. But it requires some effort and a little bit of discipline as well to be able to come to a place of self-discovery where you're content within your own self, that you've done an investigation, and that you actually come into a state of self-understanding that allows you to come into a state of self-realization. And so these 16 aspects are amazingly important, and that is because they really give you a good 360 view of your operating system, essentially, in the world, and what makes up the different parts of you that allow that operating system to work so that you're representing your highest self and you're truly having this core idea to Kundalini Yoga that you are a spiritual being having a human experience. Very early on, Yogi Bhajan did talk about the idea of profiling. I know now it's kind of pejorative in terms of its meaning, and this is self-profiling, and that is to really genuinely have a good hard look at yourself so that you actually understand the facets and the aspects of your being that bring you to a state of your purest potential. And that requires a little bit of investigation. And so these 16 aspects are very interesting to look at, especially if you find in certain areas when you're contemplating them. And this is actually really something, an engagement in your contemplative capacity. Your contemplative capacity is not how long you can actually hold a meditation. It's actually how you can extend your meditative state to your life state, so that you're essentially meditating all the time, and you're using your sensory system as a feedback system for self-refinement. But a great place to start is a system like these 16 aspects. These 16 aspects can give you a good, clear idea of the different parts of your life that you may need to take a look at. And it's interesting. Some of these you'll find that you'll have some resistance to. And in that case, you can investigate further exactly what is that aspect that you are resisting in terms of bringing it into a consolidated whole within yourself, and so that you have some satisfaction and some contentment that this is actually part of you. You recognize it. You've come to the realization that you are doing the best that you can at any given moment in time with that particular aspect of you. This is something actually worth thinking about as well, is that we're not looking for a perfection, right? We're looking for a mastery. And mastery is involved with creating an intention of consciousness, and it's also recognizing with compassion and with self-forgiveness that no matter what aspect you're looking into yourself, that not only have all your past, including your past life, come to this point in time for you to actually be with your own self in that area, but that you're actually really doing the best that you can with that. So there's a couple of ways of looking at these as aspects that I think. And one is Recognize, what actually needs some work. Recognize what may need some resistance, but also really recognize just, the grace and strength that you have to manifest that aspect, and that you actually are doing actually very well with it. So, um, you'll learn more about this, in subsequent videos, and but we're going to practice something to actually get you. This is something for clearing karma, right? You have these tendencies, and some of these areas and these aspects may be something that you have decided to address in this lifetime, and they have, a karmic aspect. They kind of grab you, right? You may have an indication or a feeling that they do actually need some work within you about it. So this is for clearing karma. And then as soon as we're done with this particular meditative practice, this meditation, it's called Siddhavani Kriya. We're also going to sit in Shunya for a little bit. And then as that Shunya slips, we're going to do a guided meditation that allows you to expand yourself so that you understand that there is nothing outside of you, right? The aspects are just a way of discovering more of what makes you a spiritual being having a human experience, but there is nothing outside of you. The entire world is within you in terms of your experience, in terms of your perception, and in terms of how you're going to work with your life.